I've shared the story of the chickens moving into the coop, but there's a bit more that went into getting everything ready. So, let's jump into it. I laid down peel and stick laminate tiles across the entire tray. That way, the wood will be protected over time, so I don't have to replace the tray as often. I also added the tiles to the nesting boxes for the same reason. The nesting boxes needed a front lip to keep the nesting material from falling out, and also the eggs too. I took some plywood and cut it down, though my saw blade was seriously struggling after getting wrecked by the siding. I sanded down any sharp corners and edges to null any splinters. The ladies definitely needed some perch rails on the inside. These will be made out of spare pieces of wood that are long enough to span across the coop. I pre-drilled holes so they wouldn't split during install, and also sanded down the edges to make sure that they're comfortable for the ladies. There's a lot of potential spots to mount the bars, so I just kind of did it in a way that kind of makes sense. There's a low one and some high ones, and an angled one to act as a ramp. I ordered an automatic door, but it hadn't been delivered yet, so I covered the opening temporarily. The girls will be too young at first to have access to the run. I ran an extension through the door to power a heat lamp. There's a big risk with the heat lamp starting a fire, so I was extra careful with how I affixed everything. Having the shed close by is great. I grabbed the wood shavings and added some to the tray. I didn't add some to the whole tray because their food and water will go on it as well. Then we moved the chicks over so they could spend their first night in the coop. We added these fun solar lights around the outside. With those and the heat lamp glowing on the inside, it looks really cool when you step back. A few days later, the automatic door arrived, so time to install. This thing came out of the box ready to go and is super easy to use. It's called Ladies First Chicken Door. They aren't a sponsor or anything like that. I just genuinely recommend this thing to anyone in the market for an automatic chicken door. In order to install it, I had to get the girls into the run so I could work inside the coop. It was a bit of a struggle, so I had to be persuasive with a broom. At some point, I just grabbed one of them and carried her around, hoping that would keep the others from being so scared. They hadn't been in the run before, so this was all new territory for them.
Girl. Good girl. See? Go. She's up there. She's up there. She's up there. No. Up. Alright. There we go. Go. No, dang it. I know. Okay, ow. No, dang it. I know, it's the worst. I'm so bad. Go. Alright. 4 down. down 2 to go. There we go. There we go. Get out. You're the last one. Lone survivor. Go hang out with the rest of them. Go. 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 Alright. Off.
I pulled the tray out most of the way, so I didn't have to crawl around on baby chicken poo. This door can be installed on the inside or outside. Since the outside is already finished and has uneven surfaces, I chose the inside. It attaches with 4 screws and has the same opening size as my opening, something I planned ahead of time. It includes rechargeable batteries, and once you flip it on, it starts to go. One safety feature about this thing that I really like is that if something gets caught in the door, it senses the pressure and resets itself. Unlikely it'll ever happen to a chicken, but I'm glad it's there.
That's a good safety feature.
There's 2 cables that have to plug into the box. One is for a small solar panel that recharges the batteries and is the light sensor for the door. This allows the box to be off the grid and self-sustaining. I placed the solar panel on the sunny side of the coop and ran the cable back, punching a small hole as far out of the way as possible. The other thing that plugs into the door is a switch. This allows me to decide how the door will operate. I can set it to open, close, or auto. While the girls are still small, it stays closed. Once they get bigger, I'll set it to auto, and it'll operate as it's designed. Open at dawn and close just after dusk. The door moves pretty slow, which is good because it gives the chickens plenty of warning to watch out, instead of acting like a guillotine. When it was all done and tested, I cleaned up and got the coop ready for the girls again. Getting them back in was a bit of a struggle too. They're a little skittish.
You're cute. They all went to the back corner. Out to the front. March. March.
When all of them were in, I shut the door where they'll stay until they're large enough to have daily access to the run. The door didn't like the extension cord running through it, but it worked. For the short term, I set up this large drinker bin inside the coop. It worked great, and I keep it around as a backup. Later on, when the girls were bigger, they got their first full day in the run. Apparently, it's instinctual for chickens to go into the coop at night, though they may need a little coaching because on their first night, they were clueless. I'm happy to report that since then, they use the door very well. Every morning when I wake up, they're out pecking around, and at night, they're in before the sun goes down. It's pretty neat. Okay, that's it for now. See ya.